Media. As consumers, we are bombarded by it at every turn, like the Incredible Hulk being bombarded by gamma rays. But what makes some media endure, while others are banished to the forgotten black hole of obscurity, never to be heard from again? Who or what decides this? Hetero life mates Steve and Yahel want to know, and they want to know now. This is Obscurity Now. And what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Obscurity Now, show where we take a look at bizarre, forgotten pieces of media, such as TV, radio.
Yeah, you know how we love taking a look at the radio.
Yeah. all we hear is Radio Gaga, and then we decide if these pieces of media should be remembered for all of humanity or tossed in the black hole of obscurity, never to be heard from again. My name is Steve, and with me is a guy that doesn't know the difference between wassailing and waffling. It's
the effervescent Yahel. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Actually, aside from a slight cold, woke up with. It's not coming through the sweet microphone here, but that's why I got to keep the energy up so no one can through the facade. How are you?
I'm doing good. A little tired, but I'm doing well otherwise. I'm definitely ready to discuss Clay and it being animated, and particularly being animated around the alleged birth of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I guess they did. They talked about that. I feel like
a bit.
Yeah, I mean, this one leaned on. This is from '87, and what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is it's got like a couple of names, but it's known as A Claymation Christmas Celebration, or Will Ventoon's Claymation Celebration. And it was a TV special that came out in 1987. And it's all about Christmas, basically. And, since it was the 80s, I guess, it was a different time. So they were a little bit more sort of cheap than what you would get.
Yeah. A lot of... Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of classic Christmas songs do lean pretty heavily towards the Christian side of things. So, I mean, I guess it's almost unavoidable, especially if you're doing it in the 80s.
Right.
But yeah, they had like the We Three Kings song, which, I mean, it's literally about, these three kings bringing gifts to Jesus,
right?
Baby Jesus.
They never said his name, though. They never said the J word.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, I mean, I think they tried to straddle the line as best they could back then, but of course, like back on it now, it's like, whoa, easy there, Reverend. Like,
you think Will Venton is not a man of faith?
I mean, I think the worships Clay and nothing else. He's got a kiln in his house, and he goes and prays to it every night, or at least he did. He's passed away. So anyway, since we're already
to the big Play-Doh bowl in the sky,
so I guess, are you ready to dive a little bit deeper in the giant pool of clay?
Sure. Let's
do it. I
can't wait to have its residue, its colored residue on my palms.
Oh gosh.
So that's ever happened to you? Like when you played with clay in school?
I suppose. I don't know. It just, the way it sort of oozed out of your mouth sounded really creepy.
Well, I just want some of Will Vinton's residue.
Oh. All right, here's the bumper. My God.
Welcome to your feature presentation.
Whew, all right. Will Venton residue aside, as we mentioned at the top of the show there, we are talking about Will Venton's Claymation Christmas Celebration. It premiered December 21st, 1987, And am I to assume that you didn't have any familiarity with this special before forcing you to watch it for this?
Yeah, I mean, I knew of it and I had heard of it and I had seen like little, I mean, maybe like a clip or two here, or like I knew like about the California Raisins being in it, and I think I had seen Rex before, one of the hosts, but I mean, otherwise, no, like I didn't realize it was all about singing songs. Basically, it's all just a bunch of fucking songs,
Right.
Christmas songs, and yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a story kind of a thing.
Well, what Yahel is...
And there is like a little bit of a thread running through it.
Sure. All right, what Yahel is trying to say is that this TV special is actually kind of a collection of music videos, actually. And that music being, of course, Christmas carols, both on the Christian side and the non-religious side.
The satanic side. Satanic Christian Christmas carol.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne wrote them. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and check my notes. But yeah. So here's your synopsis. Oh, but before that, all right. So you haven't seen this. Like, do you remember the first time you ever saw claymation or stop motion, as it's also known?
I feel like it was Gumby.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same.
Pretty
here.
sure. There was wasn't there like there's also that like other I think more famous Christmas special that still gets aired. You know the one I'm talking about with like the reindeer?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, good thing neither of us bothered to do any research into it.
Hey, well, we're here talking about Will Wheaton, man. We're not talking about that other stuff.
But that other one's not claymation, I guess, because I noticed that Will, what's his name? I keep wanting to say Will Wheaton.
Will Vinton.
Will Vinton. He owns like the trademark to claymation, like that phrase or that word.
Right. The other one is stop motion, which nobody that because it's a
it's the RC Cola of animated clay.
I actually love RC Cola, but
I know you do. That's why I said that.
You remembered that? Oh, I'm touched.
Yeah, well, you bought RC. You specifically wanted RC Cola when you came to do the live episode. We were together.
Did I say that? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wow.
Because we went to go get. God, Steve, how drunk did you get? Anyways, you demanded.
I think we both got really drunk for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to talking about our kids' TV show here. I would say Gumby also, and I know, like back watching RoboCop at the age of 8, I always knew it was kind of weird when the 09 walked around, but then later I learned that too is motion animation.
Yeah. What's the character that 209 kills? The business guy. What's his name?
Shoot, I can't remember. God.
Well, I know that guy from a 2-part episode of Star Trek: Next Generation: Chain of Command.
Is that
that's right?
Is that your connection for the episode?
No, it's not related to. That'd be cheating.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's true. That would be cheating. But anyway, I you, but I love stop motion as like form, even though it's at this point it's kind of succumbed to antiquity because CGI kind of put it out last year. But I don't know. What do you think about it?
I mean, I've always appreciated it because I mean it's crazy, right? Like some of the even in this one, like there's some really complicated stuff going on. Because it's all has to do with music. There's a lot of timing that has to be done just right. Like they have one of the videos. There's a conductor, a claymation conductor conducting, and he's perfectly on time. And so yeah, I mean, I appreciate it as an art form. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like a clay animation fan or stop motion fan, but I really do appreciate it.
That's cool. I'm right there with you. I think maybe a little bit more into it than yourself. I don't know. I went back and watched all those old Ray Harryhausen films, like Clash of the Champions and Jason and the Argonauts. You ever watch those? With the skeletons.
Oh yeah. I was gonna mention that, like the fighting skeletons, like that's really cool.
Yeah, classic.
For those that don't know, like they have like these clay made. I don't think that they were made out of clay.
No,
these stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, these stop motion skeletons that fight like humans. with swords and stuff. And the fight scenes are really complicated. Like where, if I'm remembering right, there's times where there's like 2 or 3 skeletons fighting one human, and it's all like timed out amazingly well.
And later, that inspired the celebrated classic Army of Darkness, which isn't animated anywhere near as good as Jason of the Argonauts. But that's a tangent. Okay, here's our synopsis for A Claymation Christmas Celebration, and it's pretty simple. 2 hosts and historic dinosaurs, Rex and Herb, guide you along a typical small town's Christmas core celebration. Just one catch: the entire town population is made out of hay. Special stars, the California Raisins. And the California Raisins are basically the Hulk Hogan of the clay or the stop motion world. Do you remember how huge they were back then?
I do. Like they had so many ads on TV, but I think like wasn't there like a special for them, and I feel like they would just pop up on stuff randomly.
Sure.
Like yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. But yeah, I do remember that they were huge for some reason. Even as a kid, I thought it was kind of stupid.
Oh man, I was all on Raisin Mania. Like I remember, I had coloring books, and I remembered if you went to Hardee's, you could get like little California Raisin action figures, and I had quite a few. I had one that played the saxophone, a cool hip skateboarder. On and on. They started in like actual ads for Raisins, and then everyone liked them so much. Yeah, they have their own specials, which I'm gonna talk about right now as I talk about the director, Bill Vinton, who he directed Meet the Raisins, and the sequel, Raisins Sold Out, California Raisins 2. Which I actually had the VHS tape of back in the day. And if you watch this and you enjoy it, you may want to check out the Claymation Easter special, which won an Emmy, as did the one we're talking about today. And strangely enough, he's also the producer of Michael Jackson's Moonwalk movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So a pretty interesting career. And yeah, he passed away like in 2016, and he has the Guinness Book of World Record for the first use of claymation, which, I mean, that's kind of weird because all he really did, much like a certain Vince McMahon did, was he just took stop motion and just sort of gave it a different name, because like you can't really use real clay because it'll melt under the light. It's really just like a combination of like latex stuff, but it's still stop motion when you get right to it. It's just like a free copyright, much like sports entertainment. Anyway, this is written by a guy named Ralph Little, and he hasn't written anything else except for this documentary called Spirit of the Wind, where he was the writer and director, and it's about an Alaskan dog sled racer. And yeah, there's no claymation in that. And this was produced by like basically Vinton Studios and CB Television. The music I think is pretty good, considering we're dealing with Christmas music. I mean, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of Christmas carols that I find grating to the ear.
Yeah.
But I think they have some pretty decent compositions here, which we'll talk about as we as we go through the sorry, my boy just woke up.
Your California Raisin has awakened.
Hopefully he'll stay on his own. We'll talk about the music here in a minute. Oh, would you like to talk about this star-studded cast?
Well, there's not much to say. It's a bunch of people you've never heard of. Tim Connor is Herb. There's a bunch of people who are just credited as singers. The other host, Rex, is played by Johnny Counterfeit. He also was a 1980s heel wrestler that would basically give away fans fake $100 bills and ask for change for them. and that's how he would pocket it by giving you a counterfeit bill, counterfeit 100. Johnny Counterfeit, big in the Mid-South.
Nice improv.
Anyways, yeah, he
he was with Jim
really, I mean,
at one point, right?
Right. The only two characters in this, like, really are the two hosts, Herb and Rex, and I guess you could say the California Raisins to an extent.
Sure.
Because everybody else almost exclusively just sings.
Right. And Herb is a Triceratops, in case anyone cares. And Rex, can you guess what dinosaur he is? Is it T-Rex? Oh, come on. Where the hell? Come on.
No, I knew it was a T-Rex. I was actually trying to think of a different dinosaur, and I couldn't think of any other one.
Could have gone Metrodon. You could have gone Pterodactyl. All right, whatever. Okay, you ready to...
Did you think it was weird at the end when Chris Pratt came out and made them work together and to overthrow Santa Claus and his elves? I thought that was a little weird that Chris Pratt was in this.
Who knew he was even alive at that point? I'm not exactly sure how old he is.
And he does do the voice of everybody at the end.
Right. All of them, all the characters, regardless of ethnicity or species.
That's right.
All right. So jumping right into the show here, we open London Square. Dinosaurs stand in front of a Christmas tree. This is all very Norman Rockwell looking. It's Rex, as we just said, who's a T-Rex, and Herb, who's a Triceratops, and they're basically kind of like your typical like straight man kind of vaudeville act. Rex is the straight man, and Herb is just a guy who just wants to eat and have fun on Christmas, basically. Some dogs, by dogs I mean anthropomorphic dogs. They come around about waffling, serving waffles, and Rex corrects them and said the actual term is wassailing, and that basically sets out the through line that Yahel was talking about, where they're trying to figure out like what a wassail is, and if it is the actual word that's used.
That's your storyline for this show for 24 minutes.
And so these guys hosts, and then we jump into the We Three Kings, and I mean it's basically what you would imagine takes place in desert, and basically the song starts out pretty solemn. And then on the chorus, we get some hip, soulful singing camels. I mean, I thought for this one, the animation was beautiful. I mean, I'm probably going to be saying that a lot because it all really does look great. And I don't know, I remember as a kid, I mean, I know you don't have any memories about it, but I thought the singing camels were hilarious. What did you think of the Three Kings portion?
I thought the animation was really, really good. I mean, the animation's really good all throughout. I thought the camels were particularly really well animated when they're kind of like bopping to the music and bending their knees and tapping their feet. And, again, or I guess camels don't have feet, but they don't have paws either.
Hooves.
Right? They have hooves.
Yeah, I think so.
So they're like tapping their hooves, again on beat. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I think that this song, the original We Three Kings song sucks. I think it's shit. The lyrics are derivative and repetitive. And even as a kid, I wasn't a fan of this song. And it's so slow and monotonous. So I appreciate that they tried to jazz it up with this arrangement.
I agree 100%. Kind of sort of sets the mold for a lot of these songs moving forward. They kind of add their own little spin.
They sex it up a little bit, right? They sex up this kid's Christmas.
I think the word is, soulful, but
shuz it up. Isn't that like the Hollywood term? Shuz it up.
Zazz it up.
Shoes. No, like it's like. Anyways, don't worry about it.
I don't know anything about Hollywood. Okay, so yeah, I'd say that this is a good way to like kick it off. Kind of gives you like a view of where they're going with the other songs coming. Now we're back with Rex and Herb. Herb is finishing his waffles. I like how he just gets progressively fatter as the show goes on.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
And then they introduce the Carol of the Bells, which takes place in Notre Dame Cathedral and is directed by Quasimodo. And I had no idea that Quasimodo was a director this whole time.
Yeah, he's a pretty good conductor. I was very surprised.
Yeah. Did you catch the? And this is what I really like about this is that there is a few subtle little jokes and puns here. Did you hear it from the announcers before Carol of the Bells started?
No, I think I missed it.
They go, I have a hunch they're going to put on a great show for us. Ah, come on. Come on.
That's
come on. You know,
Get out of here.
It's 1997. This is for year-olds. Come on.
I mean, Steve, you're acting like there were like good comedy didn't exist back then. Like George Carlin wasn't alive or something. Or,
yeah, but put George Carlin jokes in a freaking Christmas special.
That's not what I'm saying.
Kids, it's the man. Hickory.
This isn't even like Joe Piscopo levels. And he was around.
But I mean, I appreciated it. I liked it because they did it very subtly. They weren't like winking at the camera and like, get it, kids? Hunch? Because I probably didn't even get that joke until just watching it the other night. There, so now I'm a happy man. Anyway.
It was a great joke, Steve. And
thank you for getting bored with the joke.
It was
good.
It was satisfying. It was sexually satisfying.
Oh man. All right. So basically the premise of this is for some reason there's one goofy looking bell that, maybe he's on the spectrum. I don't know. I don't want to say. And he can't seem to hit himself at the right time. I wrote, he get this job.
This bell seems to be the smartest bell. He's not hitting himself.
Yeah, but it's his to hit himself, man.
Just because he was born a bell, this is what he has to do?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Carol of the Bells kicks in. Everybody's good except for this goofy. At one point, he's playing his mallet like a guitar. That was kind of funny. And Quasimodo keeps giving him the stink eye, which I think that's the only eye that Quasimodo can actually give anyone.
Right.
And then at the end, for whatever reason, Goofy Bell is still like holding back. And all of a sudden, he falls over. Quasimodo shot him with a slingshot that he just have. I mean, why would Quasimodo have one?
Well, this has obviously happened before, is what I'm thinking. Like, Quasimodo came prepared.
Absolutely.
You would think Quasimodo, knowing all about what it's like to be abused, would look for a non-violent, gentler, kinder solution.
This is
but
the
no,
80s, man.
I guess
bullying was allowed back then.
It's a cycle, I guess. I guess, a cycle of violence.
Oh, my God. Anyway, okay, so what did you think of this song, Yahel Velazquez, and video? I
liked the animation for the conductor, but I will say this is kind of when it started. It started losing me. This show, and I'm laughing because I'm saying this is when it started losing. This is only the second song.
Well, it's really short, so
it is really short. But yeah, I just kind of started. I don't know. I was kind of like not as into this one as I was the We Three Kings one.
What was it?
Even though I dislike We Three Kings as a song more.
But yeah, I mean, you've got to be in Carol of the Bells. I mean, that's a song.
For whatever reason, I don't know. Something about this one just didn't do it for me. Maybe the.
I mean, I'm just curious. All right, pretend you watch this video. What was your thoughts on Carol of the Bells, the song? Like, because it's been played by like metal bands and stuff and sounds pretty rocking.
No, Carol of the Bells is fine, but this is not like this version didn't do anything special for me. Like it's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I did appreciate the animation though. I thought Quasimodo in particularly was very well animated.
Right, this one is definitely about the sight gags, and the song is basically straightforward Carol of the Bells, aside from our wacky bell being able to do his job. But anyway, he got fired at the. Shot.
Fired on Christmas.
All right, moving on. So Herb and Rex talk about Christmas trees, and then gooses or a gaggle of geese come waddling up, and instead of singing waffling or wassailing, they say that they're waddling, and then Rex says that they're still wrong, and then they jump into the Christmas tree, Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. I don't know if that's the actual title. And this one is they're not like the last one was pretty goofy. I did that on purpose because this one basically had no comedy at all. It starts with a brother and sister decorating a tree. They actually go inside, like the camera goes inside one of the ornaments. Then inside another one, we see Santa's elves, and we see Santa and Mrs. Claus, like Santa's just asleep in front of a fire, and fireplace, that is. And then basically they pull out, and the brother and sister are, just very quietly enjoying the Christmas tree. I don't know. I liked the atmosphere of this one. It was straightforward and didn't have any comedy. I thought it was very, I don't know, artful, I guess. What did you think?
Again, like, it's well done, but I also thought it was kind of boring.
Man.
It wasn't very lively, and
not enough singing camels for you, you bastard.
There's just not enough. They gotta sex it up a little bit more,
Sex up, oh Christmas tree.
Where's the hot elves, Steve?
I don't know.
But I mean, it was fine. The way that they go into the Claus's home is pretty well done. They go through like a window, right? Like within the ornament or something like that. Like it kind of opens up and you go through, and it's very smoothly done. And then you get, again, it's well done, but the animation of just Miss Claus rocking back and forth very slowly while sewing, and Santa snoring. I mean, like, it's just not. I don't know. And "Oh Christmas Tree" again is one of those songs where it's like "We Three Kings." It's very slow, and this was a pretty regular arrangement from what I remember.
Yeah, no, it's the straightforward "Oh Christmas Tree." I think they're trying to give us,
a mix.
Yeah, of wackiness and yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving.
I would have liked to have seen, because I don't think they did Jingle Bell Rock, right?
No, they didn't.
Something a little bit faster, a little peppier.
See, I'm pretty sure Jingle Bell Rock is owned by somebody, and these are all like domain.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So next, Herb and Rex introduce Angels We Have Heard on High. It takes place in a iced-over lake. Penguins show up, and then we're treated to basically a sort of wacky, almost like Looney Tunes style ballet between a male walrus and a female walrus. They skate all over the park, and they keep running into these poor penguins, knocking them down and right. For thinking that this was hilarious back when I was like 2 years old, and I still enjoy it today. Yahel, how much did you hate it?
I'm going to surprise you. I like this one because of the attempted murder that occurs when the walrus couple, he's like holding her up, and they're walruses, so they're big, and they fall through they make a crack in the ice, and they fall through to the freezing ice water, and then what do the penguins do? They get like a giant ice ball, because I don't think it was snow, and cover the hole so that the walruses now can't get out. So they're trying to drown them in this icy cold water. So I was like, oh, this is getting good. But then the walruses, they managed to break through, and it ends with all of them, the penguins and the walruses, just kind of all sitting there like they all just had a gangbang and they regret it now that everyone's calm, and like now they're like, oh, this wasn't a good idea.
Is that what it was like after your first gangbang?
Well, there weren't that many walruses there, just
nothing but fit people.
Yeah, the hot fit penguins.
Wow. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, even if it's possibly for the wrong reason.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
But so you enjoyed the slapstick humor in this one
I like the end. The end.
when the credits were up. I liked.
I liked those 5 seconds that I thought a murder was going to happen.
Wow. All right. So yeah. All right. I liked how this came right after the old Christmas tree one because you got the earnest one, and then you've got some wacky Looney Tune style here. Now we're back with Rex. He says he and Herb are singing, and Rex said something about to, I guess, dance with someone else, and Herb says he wants to, like, go skating with someone. And Rex goes, "There's ice thick enough for 2 of you." I mean, that's clear body shaming, but
Right.
And speaking of, some pigs show up singing about wallowing, and Herb wants to join them, and he does. Then they introduce Joy to the World, and basically it opens on a church, and it's a montage that takes place in a glass window of the church. And I remember when I was younger, I didn't really care for this one much because it was pretty solemn and just like sort of weird, and it was really abstract and art.
Yeah, it's abstract, it's almost psychedelic at times.
But
just like these like oil paintings that kind of like change from like a baby to like a person to like a group of people. Just, I don't know. It was very strange.
Right. I mean, I would say that I can enjoy it a bit more as an adult than as a.
It's well done.
Yeah.
Is it good? I don't know.
How can it be good?
I mean, it's just like it doesn't fit in. It just feels really out of place, I think, is what it is, because it's not clay animation. It's just like some kind of painting that keeps like morphing into other different paintings. And the song, again, not great. Joy to the World, repetitive, derivative.
What is it derivative of?
It's derivative of Christmas. I don't know.
Wow. Do you really hate Christmas that much?
No, I like Christmas. I just think that they chose some shit songs.
Remember,
there's a reason why nobody owns these songs.
That public domain. All right. Well, I could see it as, Will Venton was probably like, we're going to get a little experimental on this one.
Yeah.
But
and I bet this took less time to make than the stop motion segments too.
Yes, absolutely.
So probably cheaper, cuts down on the production time. It makes sense from that point of view.
Sure. And so now we are back with Rex and finally Leprechaun. They're actually singing Wassailing. They introduce Rudolph.
Are they drinking beer? Is that what we're... That's what it looks like, right?
Root beer?
They never say.
They never say. But I mean, they're Irish, so it has to be beer.
Right.
Constitution. Okay, so they're in.
So for those people who haven't seen it, they have like traditional like wooden and steel like
beer steins,
mead.
Yeah,
beer steins. Thank you. But we never hear them specifically say that they're drinking. But what do you think about the Irish accents that they did?
I mean, I thought it was.
At first, it
was cute. Fell into everything else. I mean, it was authentic or anything. But,
yeah, because at first I was like, "Is that Scottish?"
So now we're at the main event. Like, and I remember as a kid, this is what I was waiting for the most because it had California raisins in it, and it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We open on said raisins. They finished a hot show, and they need a ride. They miss the last bus. So through the power of singing, they somehow transport themselves where it is they need to go. They start singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a nice soulful rendition, especially since I can say I think out of most of these songs, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is possibly my least favorite one. But I like the California Raisins version, and basically they just sort of, I don't know, they hitch themselves up to a random sleigh they find, and they just sort of fly off into the night. So Yahel, what did you think of this version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I mean, it was the most elaborate song, is what I can say about this. It was fine. I don't know. California Raisins never did anything for me as a kid. And I actually thought a lot of the animation in this one, no, again, the animation is not bad, like at any point throughout this, but I thought it wasn't as impressive as some of the earlier segments. You know, it's like a Hulk Hogan 80s match. You know, they're relying on the star power of the California Raisins.
I love continuing to draw the parallels between Hulk Hogan and the California Raisins. I would feel like maybe it was just less imaginative than the other ones. They're like,
Yeah.
just have the raisins and tend to be reindeer and off, and that's that. Are you sure, Mr. Yes, I'm Winton, you bastard. So yeah, I mean I think this one could, if it wasn't for raisins, it would probably be the most forgettable one, actually. But so now we're back with Rex. He's feeling down until he finally hears someone singing wassailing. Oh, and that's when the leprechaun, actually. I think I was a little bit ahead of myself.
Yeah.
And they explain wassailing just means go around singing and drinking and everything Herb loves. So they cut to a commercial and they come back, and now Herb is just this obese blob. And then they just say good night, Merry Christmas, and then they sing Here We Come A-Wassailing as the credits come up. So here's a question for you before we get into the ultimate question. Like, out of all of these sort of little segments, what your favorite one was?
Probably the first one with the We Three Kings.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know. But I probably would have answered whichever one was first, because after that, like, I just lost more and more interest throughout.
Wow. Well,
And
I mean, I wish I could almost watch this through your non-nostalgic eyes to see if I would. See it
that's the thing. I have
way.
no nostalgia for this
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Well, hey, maybe someone out there who's listening to this who's never seen it will check it out, and they could comment on our YouTube or send us an email. But I will have to go with. I love the Carol of the one. It's like short, and the song is great, and it's fun. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Least favorite one. Do you have a least favorite?
If I had to go with the least favorite one, it'd probably be the Joy to the World.
Yep.
It just felt really out of place.
I'm right there with you. Okay, so we'll run the bumper here.
Remember to be moderated. Next is the question.
So Yahel Scrooge Velazquez does Vinton's Claymation Christmas Celebration deserve to be remembered and renowned throughout all of time? Or should it be tossed in the black hole of obscurity, never to be heard from again?
Steve, I know I've been negative about this, and also strangely sexual about.
It's gonna be a weird Christmas.
Clay animation. It's not weird if you make it weird. Just it's okay, baby. And I know that I think actually, in the spirit of Christmas and in appreciation for the effort that it did take to make this, I'm going to say it should be remembered because the animation is impressive. This is a great video to watch if the speakers on your TV aren't working. Maybe if you're hard of hearing.
Wow, he saved it, but he insulted it. I guess it's the best I could ever hope for.
But yeah, I think, and it's short. It's like 20-something minutes. Doesn't take a lot of time, and the animation is impressive, legitimately impressive.
Right. Yes, of course. I will be saving as well. The time that went into making this thing and craftsmanship just blows my mind, even here in 2021. And if you have kids, I think it holds up. I mean, my 2-year-old was watching it with me as we watched, and it kept his attention through most of the show. So I'm going to say remembered as well. Here we go.
In accordance to Obscurity Now, the most important streaming YouTube podcast in all of the internet, you shall be remembered. Yes. Good show. Good show.
All right. Whew. I would have cried myself to sleep tonight if we destroyed the Claymation Christmas special.
I know, Steve. I did it for you. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, buddy. Before I thought you were gonna send me like, I don't know, some solid gold doubloons, but this is much better. Much better. Yeah. What's been going on? How's the video been treating?
It's doing okay. I wouldn't say it's doing great, super great, but it's got like 55,000 views so far. So it's usually my videos have a little bit more at this point in time, but can't complain too much, right? There's a lot of people that would kill. We would kill for 55,000 views on one of our podcast videos. So
you got that right, buddy. And I may have to start killing soon. More on that later.
Like the penguins, yes. I see you've been influenced.
It's a absolute. Well, that's. I was gonna say, if you have a low numbers, anything is not working out at this point, you can always blame COVID. I mean, that's what the media does and corporations. Like, the movie didn't do well because of COVID. There you go.
Yeah. I think I'm going to use that as the reason why the music in the Claymation Christmas Celebration isn't very good.
They didn't even have COVID back then, you bastard.
No, that's how potent it is. That's how
back in time.
It went back in time.
Oh man, my brain is.
What do you think killed Will?
Oh.
No, it was a penguin orgy. He died out of a penguin orgy.
Well, I could say, if anything, this video or watching this has definitely given me a lot of laughs hearing you trash it. But even though I'm still completely against you trashing it, don't get that wrong. But
I apologize.
Yeah.
What? Wait, I think I missed something.
You're supposed to ask me what I've been doing.
What have you been doing, Steve? I just don't care about what you've been doing, so that's why I wasn't going to ask. We
could blame your evilness on alcoholism, but you seem pretty sober for this episode.
No, but I did drink a lot the last 2 days, so maybe it's just.
Okay, sure. Maybe you were just born evil. Who knows?
Yes, perhaps.
Anyway, thank you for asking, Yahel. God. A lot of editing for this. Hold on, that's not to be played with. Okay. What have I been doing? Well, last Sunday, I went to LA Comic-Con and I handed out actual physical mini comics of my comic, Escape to Earth. And I actually filmed a little video of it. May I show it here, Yahel?
You may indeed, Steve. And then we will deem whether or not it should be tossed into the pit of obscurity. Oh, no, sorry.
I think it's there, but anyway, here we What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Steve, from Obscurity Now, and I am here at LA Comic-Con, handing out copies, preview copies, yes, of my book, Escape to Earth, and I'm also on. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Steve, from Obscurity Now, and I am here at LA Comic-Con, handing out copies, preview copies, yes, of my book, Escape to Earth, and I'm also on the lookout for the cheapest, most obscure comics that I can find. So hopefully nothing over 50 cents or $1. I'm going to be looking for your ounce, I don't know, what else. I think there was a Kid and Play comic from Marvel at one point. Maybe we'll see if we can find that. So stick around. It's going to be a good time. obscure find number 1. Brave Star, Stagecoach. Did you have a Brave Star when you were younger?
I did not.
I had one.
I love the commercials.
Oh, and that's his villain. That's the Brave Star villain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. $80 and no price tag at all. Stay tuned, Obscuronauts. All right, well, that's going to do it for LA Comic-Con 2021. I didn't really find a whole lot of obscure comic books, unfortunately, because we only had 2 hours, and I really just wanted to spend the time handing out my comic book, or my comic book preview, Escape to Earth. And I don't know, I'd say it was fairly successful. We would put down a number of copies on like a random table, and then we would come back later and they'd all be gone. And, you know, people would take them from us. Who knows if they were just being nice or if they're actually going to read them or possibly use them for toilet paper. Who knows? I guess we'll find out when we try to crowdfund this sucker. So thanks for joining us for Obscurity Now, even though I shot no B-roll of inside the thing, of inside the con. But yeah, we'll see you next time on Obscurity Now. All right. Well, there you go. It was as mediocre as it always was. That con. I don't know. Like I kept trying to size up. All right.
Like to fight them?
No, to see if they actually read comics or not.
No, I got
you. Hold on a second.
Oh, making his debut.
All right. Well, but anyway, we had a bunch, and I actually watched someone. We were waiting for Uber to pick us up. I handed one to a lady, and I got to watch her read it. So that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A little creepy when you say it like that. But,
well, it was okay. I was lurking in the background behind the bushes.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
perfect.
not creepy at all. All right. Yeah, anyway,
and your clothes stayed on. So.
Not like you and your weird penguin orgies. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode, the second in our Christmas special series of Obscurity Now. Make sure you join next week when we're going to be watching
Santa with muscles.
Yeah, there you go. And then we'll actually be able to draw parallels between Hogan and Hulk Hogan for that one. And we'll revisit his match against Johnny Counterfeit.
Oh, boy. Classic. 5 stars.
All right. So we'll see you next time on Obscurity Now.
You've been enjoying Obscurity Now, a podcast that's recorded live to tape and streamed to Twitch and YouTube. Subscribe so you never miss an episode or hilarious quip. Take us with you by following the download links provided in the show notes to wherever you get podcasts. And take notice of our various social media links. If that's what you're into, I'm not here to judge. And make sure you join us live next week at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific as we continue to discuss more obscure media only on Obscurity Now.